Hello folks, welcome back to the Vertigo Tea Party, and let's play Her Story. Hopefully we can kind of wrap things up here. I was checking through the Help Me files, and I thought like maybe they were going to be a little cheeky here, because they give you examples, of course, of what you can search for. So I thought let's try searching for the terms that are in here. Okay, we have robbery. Whoa, what? Oh, whoa, hey. Not yet? No. I'll hang a bit longer. Buzz when you're ready. Oh. Okay. So I guess we've gotten enough to say, oh, you know, we've solved the crime. So I guess probably once you hit a certain percentage, you can wrap it up. But I really want to find, at the very least, I would like to finish most of the final interview. But anyway, I wanted to kind of do some of these, like, again, see if they were being cheeky and put some good things in here. I highly doubt this is going to work. They should totally have given me a achievement for that. Yes, I was there. Hey! What do you know? It actually did work. That's actually pretty cool. Let's close this and let's listen to this, and we'll go back to our regular schedule plan. I definitely don't plan on filling all of this out, but we'll probably play for at least another 30 minutes or so.
Let me see. Yes. I drove in here because I remember, well, I went over the river, and then there was a church there. Yeah. And I probably parked, well, I remember seeing a street sign called Princess Street. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure it must be this one. There.
"27th. That is, again, that's when they found out he was dead. I presume it wasn't like right afterward, right? Because they're probably not going to say, oh, your husband's dead. Well, I guess she found the body, so they're definitely not going to be like, hey, you know, I know you just found his body 30 minutes ago, but we can ask you some questions. They probably waited a little bit, so.
Yes. The first time we saw each other, it was strange. We both realised at the same moment, I think. We must have seen each other before, but there was this instant when we first realised it wasn't a reflection. The reflection was staring back. I think I was 5. It was my birthday. My reflection was wearing a party hat and waving. I knew what party hats were from books. And it suddenly occurred to me, today must be my birthday. I waved back, and we just spent ages waving at each other and copying each other's movements.
I want to search for ages as well. This is probably very early on in the interview. Yeah.
Yes. I thought about telling Hannah. I felt guilty after the kiss. But then it began to feel like this was the way it should be. Sharing, like we had before. He never mentioned her to me. There was the Simon with me and the Simon with her.
Yeah.
It was almost like it was a different Simon. But
So yeah, basically after the bar, she probably went and had sex with him, but then she kind of rationalized it with, oh, well, you know, it's kind of a different Simon, just like it's, you know, different sisters. Because I don't doubt that, I mean, they were both probably, well, I mean, they were both dating Simon, but of course she said Hannah was the one who first had sex with him, and that's how she got knocked up. But, Interesting. So, and that's also, of course, how he got the blonde hair on him, which I kind of thought about that before. I didn't really put two and two together. The obvious answer as to how he got the wig hair on him. I was just thinking wig hair in the house, but now I'm thinking he had the hair on him most likely, which they may or may not have planted on purpose. Even though I don't remember her saying, yes, I was there. Let's listen to it again real quick. Did yes.
I thought about telling Hannah. I felt guilty after the kiss. But then it began to feel like this was the way it should be. Sharing, like we had before. He never mentioned her to me. There was the Simon with me and the Simon with her. It was almost like it was a different Simon. But
so, first of all, she didn't say, yes, I was there together. She had said all those words, but if I remember right, use inverted commas to search for an exact match against the entire statement. That makes me think it's all together in a row, right? Like if I put in United States of America, and the only thing she said was America States United of, then it wouldn't match. But obviously that's not the case, unless I missed it even the second time. Because I started thinking about something else again too. So another thing I've been meaning to do, but I keep getting myself sidetracked, is to think as if this is an interview that's happening, right? So she ends with saying something like, and we're going to skip to the end.
yes. But
It was almost like a different Simon, and she stops. Anytime it stops, I think that's when the interviewer says something, right? That goes back to the text saying that they lost the interviewer's side, which of course doesn't make any goddamn sense, but we'll ignore that. So I think anytime there's a break, the interviewer says something. So they would have said something there. So in this case,
yes.
with ending where
There
she was
the
going with
Simon
this.
with me and the Simon with her. It was almost like it was a different Simon. But
And then she goes, but then I would think the interviewer would say, but what? And then she would say, but it was the same Simon, or I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
it lasted about 6 months. I tried to carry on, but everything was different. Hannah insisted I not pretend to be her around Simon, let alone sleep with him. We didn't share him like the others. The rules had changed. Me living in the attic had become weird in a way it hadn't been before.
Did we search for the rules before? Apparently not. I want to stay on this track at the end again.
Okay. She's being chased. They're trying to catch her because she did something bad. I guess she broke the rules. Or maybe they think she did something bad. Maybe it wasn't her fault. She looks scared, not guilty. Maybe it was mistaken identity. Did they catch her there? I don't know.
Because now I'm going to forever wonder if I would have figured this out, if I'd have put the pieces together myself beforehand. There were some pretty huge clues. Like the song was pretty in your face. I mean, of course, again, hindsight, it was pretty in your face about what was going on. And there were some other things too that were, again, hindsight being 2020, made it pretty obvious. I want to try broke the rules. Again, it's not... I mean, I would think that would definitely bring less. Yeah. Broken rules? I would think you would just search for broken rules, right? So if I take this out, this should probably come back with at least one result. Rules broken. Oops. That's she spelled broken, right? Nip slips? We get any of those? Nope. Okay. Alright. Let's back up a bit. Let's look at the ages. Let's try some ages that they were. 5, 6.
No, I was 15. Carl was older. 17, I think. I was really into him, regardless of how he actually behaved. Lots of drunken teenage sex. We did it in a church once. It's stupid. So he got tired of us and we split up after about 6 months. It was sad, but those early experiences, they help you realise who's really important to you, you know? Family.
Like my sister.
You must be desperate for leads if you're getting hung up over 6-month-old speeding tickets.
Where was that? I think this is maybe when they started to put the pressure, started to suspect her a bit. Going like, see, it's so hard. Like I feel like if I could go back in time 3 hours, instead of these little blizzard pads that I have, I wish I had like a manila big piece of paper, and I could say, okay, this track. This way I could kind of keep track of things as it was, and like go back and follow up, because sometimes we find something interesting, like we're going through the ages, right? But that's interesting. The speeding ticket. There's a big gap here, so I want to look about the speeding ticket. Let's look for a ticket.
He has a wallet, a huge, silly thing, leather, real leather, I think. He packs it full of stuff, business cards, receipts, lottery tickets. He always carries it in his back pocket. I think that's why he's got a bad back. You know. Offsets the discs. I haven't seen it, so he must have it on him. He always takes it out of his back pocket before, when he comes in, if he's in the house. Well, I remember the ticket, of course. I paid it without telling Simon. Didn't want to get told off. And they put points in the license.
Speeding? I'm trying to think of what she might have got the ticket for that could lead into other things.
Well, I don't know. I probably had to pop out and get something. That's why I was speeding. And that wouldn't have been noted on my timesheet. But I really can't remember back to February.
One thing also I meant to mention earlier that I was trying to notice was the wedding ring on her finger. I was trying to notice if it was in some of the later stuff. I don't think it's actually
It
here.
happened very quickly.
Yeah, she doesn't have it here. Which at this point, either she that's one of the big things I want to know. Did she confess? Yeah, it should be on this hand, but it's not. I think on every other video, I think I've seen it. Which I keep forgetting to double check.
When I arrived in Glasgow, the hospital...
Yeah, okay, yeah, she's got it. You can see it there. So yeah, pretty much every other video I've tried to look, I have seen the ring. But I also wonder if a lot of these... The other thing that makes me think Ivy is the initial one, because this is right after they've killed him, right? or done away with his body if he died of a heart. Who knows? Almost positive they murdered him, especially because this is recorded in a different location than this. At least it looks like it. It looks way different than the others, right? And she kind of looks like she's in. It doesn't look like a regular shirt. It looks like some kind of a prisoner shirt to me, or a prisoner shirt. It's not like your typical, but it doesn't. To me, it doesn't look like a regular shirt. And again, it's in a different location, so this comes off to me as more of like confessing as to what actually happened. I want to look more into the speeding ticket because she's obviously looking at a picture or something. It's funny that speed doesn't show up, but speeding does. I don't really like that too much. I wish it did. Because she's looking at this picture.
Well, I don't know. I probably had to pop out and get something. That's why I was speeding. And that wouldn't have been noted on my timesheet.
Oh.
I really can't remember back to February.
So, yeah, this is like on her timesheet. Which I guess she did say she was working at the time. So, I guess back in February. But what happened in February? Now that does throw me off. Like, let's look for it. February. Oh God, February. The weirdest ass spelled month. This is it.
Yeah, that's me. But February, that was months ago. What's that got to do with Simon's murder?
Yeah, that was one of the very first ones we found. Back in February. Where was that one? Here. So, how does them having a picture of her in this and getting a record of her getting a ticket have to do with his murder? Like, why are they bringing that up? I mean, story-wise, we know it's important because she is getting a speeding ticket while she's at work, supposedly. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe they somehow, when they were searching, they found an inconsistency. Clock out? I don't know what they would call that. Timesheets? Yeah, that's probably this.
Well, I don't know. I probably had to pop out and get something. That's why I was speeding. And that wouldn't have been noted on my timesheet. But I really can't remember back to February.
There's something there that's really interesting to me. Like, I'm really curious where they were going with this. I'm trying to think of words we can use that she might have said. Work.
My name is Hannah. H-A-N-N-A-H. It's palindrome. It reads the same backwards as forwards. It doesn't work from Lyric though. It's not quite symmetrical, but well, I mean, you get the idea. Sorry. Hannah Smith. I live at 31 Gladstone Street.
Ah, Hannah and Eve, both palindromes. Yeah, cute. Because at first I was like, wait a minute, maybe it was Hannah that got the tattoo. Because we remember back at the bar, Simon was telling her that the tattoo was a palindrome. And that's why I was like, well, wait a minute, maybe it was Hannah. Which that wouldn't even make sense, because it would be, say, Hannah, right? And as he go, that's my wife's name. So obviously that's not it. So she had Eve put on hers. So that's, okay, so she just, well, wait a minute. So I guess where the atom come from. Anyway, let's not get too sidetracked on that little detail there.
A mobile phone? Yeah. Well, they have one for the Glaziers, but it's only for work. I can't remember the number. Oh, it's in the kitchen. I saw it plugged into its charging cradle.
Glaziers, eh?
No. I'm not sure what Strange would be, but he hasn't been acting odd. He's been busy at work, but nothing too stressful.
Alright, so first let's look at that Glaziers thing.
I did. Well, we met when we were 17, both working at the Glaziers. We couldn't afford our own place. Simon dropped out of school, went full-time at the Glaziers. That was Eric's generosity. We moved in with his mum and dad. They had a spare room for us and the baby, if it came. It was a nice change, time to myself, living there for those months, full of hope.
Oh wow, we got a decent amount of that first beginning stuff there.
No, everyone loved Simon.
I was about to say, I want to look for
He's
enemies.
a glazier, he doesn't have much money. I don't know. I don't know.
Work. I wish you could take words out. Like, say, for example, what does she say here?
Diane is really nice. She had
Diane. So I want to say, okay, Glaziers, but minus Diane. Yeah, see. I wish it worked in the opposite. It's throwing me off because you can, as I'm typing, you can hear the, like, your character typing. It also works with clicks, which is amusing but distracting. Alright, so this, I'm going to guess there's no Glazier. Well, alright, well. Enough me then. Actually, both of them have 7. Interesting. Work? Oh wait, we did this, didn't we? Yes. Job?
And the Glaziers. I worked there some weekends and someone had a part-time job there too. That was Eric's generosity. He was always good at helping out other people's children. Simon was quiet, more thoughtful than the other boys. Even then, he had a sense of craftsmanship. Wasn't always rushing stuff. Boys that age are just running around like headless chickens most of the time. You know?
Trying to get laid.
Plus, he had that look. He looked like a fairy tale prince from one of my books.
Alright, let's look for the enemies thing. Enemy? Because, you know, they often will ask you, did he have any enemies? Did he have any strange phone calls? Alright. Note. Huh?
We loved our cat, Domino. He had this little bell around his neck to stop him from killing birds in the garden. And we used to write each other notes and put them in the bell, and we could send them to each other. Mum found some of the notes once, and she thought I was just writing to myself because our handwriting was identical. And we had our own words for things, so she didn't quite understand them anyway.
Alright. Let's explore that a little bit. That's the second time they've mentioned the cat Domino. Nope. Cat?
When we weren't together, we'd send secret messages by tapping out a code that we'd learned from a book.
Aha!
They're not
Tapping.
code. Something
Yep.
prisoners of war would use. We'd tap them out on radiator pipes or the attic floor. Jenny. Bought a cat anyway.
Huh. Interesting. So that does explain the tapping. And she also seems to be a little bit more on the losted side, who we're presuming to be Eve. Which kind of makes me wonder, was it not Eve? It is Eve, I think. We can't see the tattoo though. I can't remember. Damn it.
What are you doing talking about Eve?
I think that's Eve. I'm not sure though, because I think the one thing I remembered about the Eves that I pointed out before, they're both wearing dark colors. Right? The intro interview and then a later one she was wearing like a dark blue suit where she got sugar in both coffee and tea. And then the two others, she was wearing something light. And not to say that one always wears light, one always wears dark. I'm just saying that's how I remembered them. So I think that might be Hannah. It's hard to say. Like I say, it's, you know, I'd have to look back and see which one I thought was Hannah and Eve. And I could be making that out of nothing. There could be absolutely nothing there with the sugar. But I don't think that's coincidence. And I can't think of any other reason they would have put that in there. The whole thing with the, you know, getting other than just background, like making it more realistic. It could be just a red herring entirely. It could be nothing there. But I have to wonder. And her arm is covered up. So I think if we see the tattoo, we know for sure it's Eve. We know for sure. If it's Hannah, we'll never see that tattoo. Right? That's my theory. Because I doubt she went and got the same tattoo. Because I kind of get the impression she got that tattoo after they sort of split up. And then this whole murder thing happened. And she wasn't gonna, and it had been a little while, right? So it wouldn't even look the same. You'd have to get it looking exactly the same, or these cops would probably notice, theoretically. So I think Hannah would always cover it up, even though Eve probably also sometimes covered it up too, just by what she was wearing.
Mum and Dad had never had any reason to notice. They were always busy. If Hannah was eating a lot, they didn't mind. She didn't put on any weight. That girl has a healthy appetite. If they heard us talking in the attic, they just thought it was Hannah playing one of her games, and that Eve was our imaginary friend. Once, she was already up and dressed and ready to go to school, and I snuck down for a piss. Mum saw me in my underwear, she went mad. Get dressed this instant! So I ducked into our bedroom, and seconds later, out came Hannah, dressed and ready. My mum was amazed.
So this was probably obviously when she was like 15 or whatever and had moved back into the attic. And honestly, you know, you see scenarios like that and you'd go, oh, come on, how did they not know she was up there? Think about it. Think, like, realistically, think if you're in a situation with a kid, like your daughter, you wouldn't think, this is suspicious. I bet there's another person that lives up there. Like, that doesn't make any logical sense, right? So it would be easy to kind of just hand wave that kind of stuff. And like I said, they had a ton of practice doing it, so they were probably by that point very, very good at pulling it off. And obviously there was cases where she got sloppy, but anyway, Mum. She said Mum there.
Yeah, when I was at school. I worked part-time in the front shop. It was sort of an extended family thing. My dad used to work there, my mum worked there before I was born. I took care of paperwork, filing, typing out invoices, that kind of thing. It was a good job for a girl back then. I didn't work a till or anything, though. I was quite shy, so I wouldn't have liked to have worked a till.
Here's another thing, look.
Yeah, when I was at school.
You can't see a tattoo there. Like,
didn't really
maybe
see
a little bit
anything
there. And see, that's the other reason, obviously, Eve would want to cover it up, right? Because Eve is like, well, we still got to keep this up. And it's better if they don't know about the tattoo, because if they see my tattoo, then we're going to have to be doubly careful. Because if you show up in a short sleeve shirt with no tattoo, they're going to be like, wait, what the hell? Like, that's bizarre. And I'm wondering if, like, later on, maybe they didn't get, like, Eve didn't get a little bit sloppier because she kind of wanted to get caught. I don't know. There was 8 entries for Mum. Die? Because when the parents died. No. Nope. Alright. I wrote some other things down. Oh, the codes. That's right. I wanted to check more into that. No? The knock? The knock code? Again, probably not going to find it if just a single word didn't work. But I'm kind of suspicious of the system now. Okay. Messages was also a variation. Damn it. Tap. Tap, tap, taparoo. Damn it. Every single one was in this, apparently. I was also thought about Morse code. Nope. Man, that one was a complete failure. We missed one on the attic? Nice.
Yes. I read a lot as a child and watched lots of TV. And then the doll's house we still have in the attic. It's kind of a fairy castle. We used to play out there and make up our own stories.
Oh, where was that? Here. Speaking of, let's do this. At the dollhouse. She mentioned fairy. Yeah, that's a few.
Sorry. The picture, the way it's drawn, just reminded me of the books we used to read as children. I read those fairy tales over and over, and they were so real to me. Rapunzel was my favourite. My brain is just full of it. How many of these in colour?
I think that's when they were having her do a test, I guess, like some variation of like a Rorschach test where I guess she's giving a picture. It sounded like she was giving a picture of like people or things doing stuff, and she has to like create a story, and that's supposed to tell us about her psyche or something. I don't know.
Simon never cheated on me.
See, look how low that tattoo
He was
is. Look.
devoted to me, and I was devoted to him. Nothing in life is easy. We were good to each other. Life isn't a fairy tale. You do what you can.
They like fairy tale a lot. Yes, they do.
Fairy tales. Stories about lost princesses, evil witches, magical mirrors, and lost children. So you see, even before I knew the truth, I'd found it in those stories.
Prince Charming? We looked for mirror, I think. Or maybe we didn't.
It wasn't the present so much. It was one of those arguments that
See?
had been
Look at that.
simmering
It's not
for
there.
a while. The present was a mirror, a nice mirror. He'd engraved the glass, the kind of mirror a princess would have in a story. He made it especially for me.
So that, I mean, there's no way. Like, right? I mean, there's no way. Look at that.
It was one of those
Like, the tattoo was like down to here, right? There's no way it was that high. So that's got to be Hannah there. That's got to be Hannah. Like, you guys agree with that? Like, that's got to be her. So they were even coming into the interview alternating, which I don't quite understand the logic of. It seems like, especially in this case, you would want to be consistent. And especially to make such a huge mistake like that. After they've done this for so long, how could they make a mistake like that? Though I guess you could argue they're used to each other looking identical, so that maybe they just overlooked it. But, you know, I have to wonder, like, how did they overlook that? Anyway, let's listen to some other ones.
The mirror. I can't remember. I put it somewhere safe. Upstairs, I think. I haven't looked at it since.
So I guess I got another achievement. I think that's probably like 50%. God. I say that and it feels like it's not even... It feels like it should be further than that.
Silverleaf? No. He normally silvers them properly. This mirror, it's supposed to look antique. The reflection isn't as good. It's the perfect mirror for someone who doesn't like to look at their own reflection.
I mean, we could always cheat and try to do like a... Well, I think that's why they... Well, actually... Like, semi-common words, it kind of could cheat like that.
Her story is that she'd waited for him to come back. She put on my wig, some of my clothes, pretended to be me. They talked. She'd enjoyed being me. He said he wanted to be with me. Then he took out a present. Another mirror. Just like the one he'd given her earlier. That unique present. She went crazy, smashed the mirror. They argued, screamed. He hit her.
Damn it.
So she grabbed a piece of the mirror and just swung it round.
Aha. She
cut his throat clean open. She'd only meant to scare him off.
I'm wondering too if some of those background noises are specifically about like certain events, like certain pieces of critical information, which obviously that is. And I looked for all the abuse stuff, and I missed hit. That's why, like, I think that's part of my issue. Like I say, is like I try a few things, and I'm like, oh, let me try this other path, and I don't really explore the one path I'm already going down. So let's go down this path. Let's dig down here a little bit more. Do the actual murder, right? She said it cut his throat. See, and there's two more right there.
It's Rapunzel. The story starts when she's born. Mother Gothel, a witch, takes Rapunzel from her parents and keeps her locked up in this tower. Rapunzel gets pregnant by the prince, and Mother Gothel is furious, so she cuts off her hair and throws it. Actually, her hair's already short here, so that's already happened. But she throws her into the wilderness, and Rapunzel is reunited with the prince, who's blind. But she kills him with her tears, and so it's a happy ending. Is that too much?
It's weird how some of these seem to have like seemingly random achievements. I don't know if you guys are seeing that. Sometimes it records them, sometimes it doesn't.
Mother wanted me to grow my hair long, but I kept cutting it myself. I wanted to look like my reflection. She always had short hair when she was little. Mother would hide the scissors, but I would find a way. Cut it with a bread knife, something like that. My reflection would always leave her house and go on adventures, but I never could. Mother taught me at home, and I had books and TV. TV was magical, but it was only on when you wanted to be, so I spent a lot of time reading books.
Still writing stuff down. Like, some of these are so obvious afterwards. I'm like, God, why did I not think to try that? Yeah, like this whole thing is like the confession. Probably some of this up here too.
We were obsessed with fairy tales. Not just the pretty ones, but the
Did this not
traditional
show up in your
ones.
fairy?
They were dark and real, bizarre and violent. Felt like life. We had this huge old book that I think Mum must have bought from a library sale. The illustrations had thin tracing paper over them to protect them. They were in colour, shiny plates. At the front of the book was an index of illustrations. We read that more than the actual stories. We'd read aloud the captions and flip between pictures. There was something intimate about peeling back the tracing paper, undressing the pictures. Rapunzel's hair is cut. The eagle plucks out his heart. The princess pricks her finger.
So another thing I noticed, this is interrogation room B. Sorry, my phone's running out of battery. Interrogation room B. Also, I noticed she's got a necklace on. Because at first I was like, well, she's... God damn it. Hold on. Sorry. I clicked out, so I didn't want it to screw up the recording. But yeah, she's got a necklace on. And I was thinking, okay, if she's like been in prison, they probably took her jewelry. But they would have taken her necklace too. So I don't think she's actually like in prison here. I think they got enough info on her, or she felt guilty enough to confess, or what I'm thinking might have happened was they found enough evidence to convict, and she didn't want Hannah to go to jail, so Hannah took off, and she's gonna take the rap, even though that's kind of shitty. It's like, why didn't they run off together? I don't know. Anyway, let's go ahead. There's other few things I definitely want to check here. Cut hair, just one. Cut throat is another.
Like I said before, it was 3, something like that. I walked in, saw Simon. He was on the floor of the living room. His throat had been cut. There was a lot of blood. He was dead.
Damn, are they at the ocean? There's another one, like, again, obvious ones there too, like blood, body, things like that. Whoa, hey.
Okay. I've given blood before. Do you need to take that few records? Nothing like this has ever happened to me before. The blood. It's probably the worst thing that's ever happened to me. Well, fine, considering. I got back into the house today, and that was weird. Knowing your people have been there through my things. It's like I've been burgled. I mean, worse, obviously. I don't know. I haven't looked in the cellar yet. They sent a cleaner in. As good as new, he said. But they had to throw some stuff out. Couldn't get the blood out. And I'm still waiting to hear from the coroner so we can get a date set for the funeral. It's going to be a cremation. So...
Yeah, I mean, she does seem pretty calm. Again, they probably found him dead a little while back, but she seems fairly I didn't realize she's British too, but she seems pretty like, meh, yeah, husband found his bloody dead body, no big deal. Which I guess she said she'd found him like in some bags, which also I need to write down. The more I do this, the more I'm like, man, I really want to get 100%. I don't know if you guys will want to stay around for that whole thing, but anyway, glad if you do, but if not, that's okay too. Understand. Let's continue.
She was sat behind him. She had my wig on. And she'd been there all day. And she had blood on her. And she was in shock.
Alright, let's keep going this direction. Floor? Dead. Wow. How do you not look up dead, genius?
Yeah. They'd gone to bed feeling ill, thinking it was flu or something. The neighbour called me, I had to use my key to let them in. We found them dead in their bed. And they'd been there for days. No one had noticed. Just awful. It was so soon after my miscarriage. The worst year of my life. And I'd been so happy to get married, and after that, it was just like, fuck.
See, that's Hannah, most likely. I guess. Or, well, I guess I could say it could be Hannah because she's... Well, I think that the tattoo is pretty... Again, the tattoo's pretty damn low on her arm. See what I'm saying? Like, it's like an inch or two above her elbow. And here, like, you see enough, right? I know I'm kind of beating that drum, so I'll move on.
That's all that matters, really. The baby. Simon's dead, but the baby, that's how he will live on. Our baby.
See, now this is where I think it's important, right? This is where I think it's important to distinguish which one is which. Because remember, Hannah's baby died. And again, you know, if I'm messing any of this up, let me know, because I very well could be. So Hannah's baby died, and she had a miscarriage. But then Eve got knocked up because she had the wig on. He came to the club. They had sex. She got knocked up. And so it's Eve's baby. So she's saying that. She's like, the baby will live on. And you can even kind of like see her face, right? Like she kind of like, look at her face when she says this.
Live on. Our baby.
See what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of...
That's all that matters. Simon's dead, but the baby, that's how he will live on. Our baby.
See, it's kind of like a little... I mean, again, we could be over-reading it, but yeah, so that's Eve's baby she's talking about. Which, again, makes you kind of wonder, in all of this, why is Eve gonna let her run off with her baby? That makes me very suspicious.
You're reaching here. Oh, I don't know why. No, I've never cheated on anyone. I've never taken anything from anyone. Simon is dead. But I have my baby to care for. Why are you trying to make me sad? Why are you so obsessed with sex and affairs?
I thought I searched for affairs. I think I looked for
You cheated
affair.
on your wife. Is this your thing?
Wow.
It was supposed to be a secret. Just because Simon is dead doesn't mean I have to give up all his secrets. It doesn't have anything to do with what happened to Simon. No one murdered my husband because he cheated his expenses for a romantic weekend in Oxford. Rehearsed? You ask me the same question, you'll get the same answer. Is that your evidence? Of course I thought about what happened then. It's all I've thought about. My husband is dead.
That was a really short session too, I feel like. This July session, I feel like this was a really short... Well, that or we just haven't found much of it. But we haven't seen this very much. But this is definitely when they started to really push her. Start to be like, hey, do you have a alibi? Or, what do you have to gain from this? My God, my list is getting ridiculous. I keep writing more and more stuff down. I need like a huge pad for this. Let's go back. Well, I actually want to stick with dead because there's 5 more. Nope. Dead. War. Body. Bound. Pretty sure I did Dead in Blood, I think, yeah. Alright, I can't think of the other ones for Dead. Alright, let's go back to the mirror. Let's look for specific mirror things. Engraving. Really? Did I misspell engraving? This needs to be a damn in-game spell checker. I'm pretty sure that's right though. E-N-G-R. Okay, I'm almost positive she said engraving. That's one thing I don't quite get, is it seems like sometimes the word doesn't actually show up. Engravings? No. Alright. Maybe I did spell it wrong, I don't know.
Well, on his clothes, that would make sense. He made it. By hand. I mean, he brushes the silver onto the glass. It's not how they make mirrors these days. I mean, he made the mirror. And he gave it to me.
Yeah, then he made another unique mirror and gave it to your sister and you went crazy and slashed his throat. Alright. Again, going back to the mirror. Reflection. That was a common theme. There we go.
I wanted to see my reflection. I thought that if I touched her, something would happen. We would become one. One girl. The fairy tale was over, the witch was dead, and I'd be restored to my rightful place.
There was Dead, by the way. By the way, this is another very interesting aspect of this game. I'm kind of, noticing as we go along. We talked earlier about how it's interesting that how they had to split the wording up of everything, like making sure each relevant clip had specific words. Another thing you have to consider is very easy words. They had to I feel like they had to front load. So like murder, for example, or body for like body. If you look for body, I think like none of these show up, I don't think. None of them that are very descriptive.
Can you imagine? I tried. I tried to get pregnant too, but it didn't happen. I slept with so many boys, men. My body refused. I think my period stopped because hers had. I was prettier. I mean, how could we stay the same now? I felt like Hannah had really fucked things up. Set us down separate paths. We had become different.
That's a pretty big giveaway. Like, I feel like maybe they should have padded one more in there for bodies. But anyway, I think it feels like on a lot of other words, though, they might have intentionally padded it so that just searching for that easy word wouldn't get you the end. Because these are chronological, and you find out the most, especially at the end, you don't want to be able to find a single word, and then it just tells you everything, kind of like I did with alibi, which, you know, that was kind of a shot, not a shot in the dark, but you kind of see where I'm saying, right? Is that they'd have to, you want to pad it out enough that you're not searching one of these 10 words, all of a sudden it tells you everything you need to know. But I find that an interesting. I'm sure it was a very interesting design challenge as well. Reflections. Oh, body. Body found? Nope. I think we did the whole body thing. Reflections. See, again, the one we're missing is on the end, which we want. But we'll skip it for now. It could be something we've seen. So that's about all I could think of. Well, I'm trying to think of other stuff with the mirror, like the shards, broke, sharp. Nope. All right. Let's go with the body now. She found him on the floor. That was only 2 things that say floor. I have a hard time believing that. Dead. Again, I think we searched for that. Dead. Simon dead. Again, I just know some of these are duplicates. Because we've searched for so much stuff now. Sorry if my voice is I'm looking at my piece of paper. Sorry. Cry. Okay, she definitely said, how about cried? Cries? Funeral. She mentioned funeral a few times. Alright, I feel like now we're kind of, we're not shooting in the dark. We're trying to kind of feel around events that she was talking about.
Fine. I've never had my fingerprints taken before. I once put my hand on the oven.
I wonder if they burned their fingerprints off. Like purposely to avoid this kind of thing? See, that one little clue led us over here. Yeah, she only says one word. Fingerprints. Obviously an important word. And, you know, it's something, again, it's one of those things that popped in my brain, like, briefly. Because I thought, well, how could they identify? How could this plan backfire? What would make them different? Obviously, fingerprints. She also talked about blood types or something like that before as well. Let's go ahead and play here.
Yeah. I would have cleaned them. I changed the sheets too. With the fingerprints in all those places. Could they have been my parents' fingerprints? I'm not sure how long they last for, but is that possible?
So they're talking about the fingerprints, obviously, right here. They found some fingerprints. Where was this one at?
Fingerprints.
Like, she kind of looked around like, oh shit, right? So she started talking about them here, but they don't. Let's go ahead and listen to this and we'll try it singular.
Really? Go on then. Take the cup. Run your fingerprints. They'll match. Fucking do it.
Oh, hey now. Come on. That's not nice. They're obviously getting a little bit more on the aggressive side here. See, now I really want to, like, get all of these. Alright, so let's go. That was down here, yeah. What bothers me the most is because I feel like, I mean, at some point it feels like, oh, you go, okay, I'm kind of getting near the end. I mean, I know mostly what happened, but there's some gaps here that I really want to know. I really want to know what happened to her sister, which, I mean, she kind of says that she's gone and you'll never find her. But I want to know the whole story of, like, how she walked in. And we've got, like, the majority of it, but I want to know how they made this plan about coming to the cops and all of that. Fingerprints. Let's make sure they don't do anything sneaky. Some bullshit like that. Oh yeah, I feel like I didn't, Okay, never mind. I thought I didn't take last time. I'm trying to think what could be, like, in between this.
Yeah. I would have cleaned them.
Clean? Damn it, I hate how that... Because they're talking about finding the fingerprints, right? So I'm trying to narrow down, like, what she was talking about specifically in regard to how her... They found fingerprints. They want to take her fingerprints. I had my fingerprints taken before. Ink? Are you fingerprints? Damn it. I don't know. That one's, I'm kind of drawing a blank. Alright, let's go back to the numbers as well. I feel like there was a few of those I never did go back to that. I'll stick with numbers for a bit.
A stupid argument, nothing specific. No one knows how to push your buttons better than those you're close to.
Well, that didn't really get us too much.
That should eliminate me as a suspect. If I was in Glasgow, can't be in two places at once.
Or can you? It's funny how obvious all these little hints are when you know the solution, right? Like, it's so obvious, like, oh my god, they're really laying it on thick. But then if you didn't know them, it would be like just random sentences.
I think when I drove back, it was about 8 or something. And I got back to the house about 3. I think so. I mean, to get into our garden, we'd have to climb through other gardens. All the gardens back onto each other, so you'd have to climb over 1, 2, 3 gardens to get to ours. I mean, did anyone see anything? Did anyone see anyone come and go? An intruder?
My god. Alright, so much stuff. Alright, so we're actually going to stop there because it's been like an hour or more so far. Props to anybody who's hanging in with me. I realize almost very few people are probably still watching this, but the game itself I find fascinating in the regard of kind of trying to think about what words to use and how to use the information they've given you to kind of fill in the holes. But yeah, it's pretty darn cool so far. Hopefully next one will be the actual end. Well, I don't know. So props to those of you who are hanging in tight. Make sure to leave comments, and I'll see you next time.